So this morning, a 7.75 gigabyte patch dropped for Demon Souls Remake. And so far we don't have any patch notes, so among the members of the Discord, we went ahead and tried to explore what was changed, what was fixed, and the results are somewhat interesting. So special thanks to Party Wolf Live, Lightning Count, and Ephemeral Flame for conducting a lot of the testing here. I'll go ahead and post what we have so far as the unofficial patch notes here for the list of changes. And there's been some bug fixes, there's some bugs that still exist, and there's been several tweaks to the online matchmaking for passwords that is a little bit curious. So we'll go over everything here in a little bit more detail, but if you just want a quick notes, here it is, and it'll be in the video description as well. So let's start with the most buggy one, the gold coin glitch. So after the patch, the gold coin now just adds 8 luck as a status. It doesn't add 8 additional soul levels anymore, and so that does seem to have resolved the infinite soul level, infinite luck glitch with Made It in Black. That resolves some of the other kind of infinite souls glitch that you could get from a launch from my other video. It resolves some of the quirks that you have from using gold coin, quitting the game, and suddenly ending up with 8 additional soul levels. However, the problem is it does not completely resolve negative luck. So what Bluepoint seems to have done is that on a reload, when you first load the character, if your character has an invalid luck number, either too high or negative, the game automatically sets it to your maximum stat value. So let's say in this case I have 30 vitality, my luck gets reset to 30. But if you don't reload, you can still manage to get negative luck. The game treats luck still as the highest stat to be de-leveled, even by that 8 stat points. So for starting classes that have 7 luck, you could go ahead and de-level all your other stats and use a gold coin, and while the gold coin status is active, luck will be the stat that gets de-leveled. This allows you to de-level down to 0 luck with no issues, and you are still able to play the game at 0 luck. The game does not treat 0 luck as an invalid number. But the more devious one is that it does allow you to still de-level down to negative luck, and the Blue Blood Sword still has a negative scaling. And now we suddenly have the Death Stick all over again. It's a lot more cumbersome to set up, but certainly with passwords, summons still working, you can have Death Stick Blues sitting in the world ready to gank. You can see here, email deleted here went ahead and invaded us in the Valley of Defilement, and he is soul level 125 with second chance, and I two-shot him with a soul level 23 negative luck blue blood. Of course, on reload that is no longer possible, but with cloud saves it is relatively easy to have a character dedicated to this glitch. Bluepoint did reset the Pantheon as all of this, but we do notice still some of the same quirks as before. As you see here, for most Phantoms destroyed, you had to re-update your character by killing a boss. But Wolf did verify that if you create a new character, which you still can't delete, after killing Tutorial Vanguard, it does update, and your 325 kills here just carries over with a brand new character for the very next spot. Kinda silly, but it's just a Pantheon. Next up, we'll go over a few of the ring glitches. It used to be that you could use the ring to gain an extra slot for either magic or miracles. Unequip the ring and the slot will still be there. The miracle or spell does not get unequipped. That seems to be mostly addressed. I've still had it work with 3-slot Soul Sucker, by unequipping the ring, but for the most part, this seems to behave more consistently, similar to how things used to behave in the original game. The life ring toggle was one of the first glitches that was found, where the new ring, the life ring, if you toggle it, it'll actually end up healing you. This no longer seems to be the case. Now you'll still see there is a little bit of a bug there with the way your max HP rounds, but that's minor. It is only a display bug. You do not get any additional heals by toggling the life ring. Now the other ring that the remake added was the Ring of Uneven Scales, which lowers your equip burden but raises your cap for item burden, so it allows you to carry a lot of stuff. This ring is still bugged. Unfortunately to say, well, I mean, it is not a major issue here, but you see how with the Ring of Herculean Strength, if I'm overburdened, it would just not let me unequip the ring. With the Ring of Uneven Scales, I can equip and unequip the ring freely despite my current item burden. Now, I can't pick up any additional items because I am still overburdened, but it does let me carry a ton of items on my person and simply unequip the ring. You know, I get to keep everything, get to keep my fast roll all over again. Lastly, we have the ceramic coin dupe exploit. Now this is to get through the secret door that Bluepoint added for the remake, and this still works. You can have a friend drop you ceramic coins to Sparkly for you, and Sparkly will still treat them as if you dropped it. So I am actually truly surprised that this exploit is still in. I think Bluepoint for the most part have cared a lot about their secret, but hey, you know, you guys can leverage this exploit while it's still here to get instant secret door unlocks. That about covers it for all of the bugs and exploits that we know about. So now let's move on to some password matchmaking changes, and there's quite a lot to go over here, and it's somewhat controversial. So here's a quick summary. Password invasions, we're not sure. It seems like it could work, it may not. It is very inconsistent. This may still just be issues with the server, but password invasions are difficult to achieve. We've tried both different soul level ranges and with the boss, both alive and dead, it's mostly just been a bit of a crapshoot. The invasion limit option was removed altogether, so you can no longer, in theory, have 5 invaders in your room. It seems to be limited to 1 invader when it does work. Password summon signs, however, seems to still work, same as before, no downscaling. And this is true for both the redstone and the bluestone. So you can still get your friend to come in and help you dupe items by summoning them as a blue or a red phantom. What this does mean for password fight clubs is that now you will need both a bluestone and a redstone. So you will need to go to New Game Plus at minimum to really participate as an invader in the password fight clubs. What Bluepoint seem to have tackled is gaining souls from killing phantoms and how that works with password matchmaking. I don't know why they wanted to focus on this, but it looks like they really went in with the idea of making sure that password matchmaking doesn't allow you to get any sort of soul rewards for really leveling up your character. De-leveling through password invasions and invasions in general has also been removed. Now Soul Suck is the only way to de-level a character. Redstones no longer drain soul level, suiciding as an invader, using a white stone to leave the world as an invader. None of that drains a soul level anymore. The only way we found for anyone in a password matchmaking session to get souls is for someone to come in as a password summoned red phantom through a redstone and kill the host. In this case, even though there is no soul level drain, the Red Phantom will still get 1 soul level worth of souls from the host. Now, even this, Bluepoint went a step further to make sure you couldn't get too much souls by capping that soul count to 250,000. This is also true for Soul Suck. If you Soul Suck someone whose soul cost is greater than 250k, that's all you're gonna get, 250,000. Overall, in my opinion, the changes to soul rewards is awful and uncalled for. There's really no concern there for people exploiting that, because you could exploit it the old-fashioned way, right? You could exploit it by not using a password, setting yourself to the same server within the same soul level range, and then just go at it there, right? Farming 4-3 is about as fast as farming low level, or faster than farming low level souls through password invasions. So overall, this was a bit unneeded. The 250k cap would be alright, but what it means now is for password fight club sessions, likely what I would recommend is you back up your save in the cloud before you start, and then restore it afterwards, because any consumables you use during that fight club, now you have to pay for. You're not going to get any souls from those password sessions, and it's just a bit of an inconvenience for everyone involved. So yeah, that about covers it for the major changes, at least. Minor things like improving some of the pop-up notifications, fixing some of the minor bugs with the DualSense controller is all nice and all, but the big changes right now, I think, are these bug fixes and the soul rewards for password matchmaking. And the general invasion mechanics changing as a whole, lacking the D-level option from redstone duels, changing it so that random redstone duels apparently remove all souls that you're carrying. Overall, this just makes it feel less sustainable, and I do not necessarily agree with the soul changes. It becomes much more cumbersome to keep playing the game at meta level for invasions and duels, because you now really have no ways of gaining additional souls and plenty of ways to lose souls and spend souls as you go through your consumables. So I do think Bluepoint went a little bit overboard there. Hopefully they reset some of these changes in the next patch. But overall, addressing the gold coin glitch, addressing some of these new ring glitches is a good thing.
I want to end the video with a bit of a wish list for the next patch, and the main thing here is I really think that these soul rewards changes on password matchmaking should be reverted, or at least readjusted. Losing souls when you lose, gaining souls when you win, it's part of the game, and it's a important aspect to keep the economy going. Without it, people have to resort to duping and cloud save scumming in order to get their consumables back up, and it's just overall the feeling feels it's very imbalanced to have that approach. Now I get the idea that Bluepoint perhaps wants to avoid people boosting souls for each other, but keep that 250k cap. I think that would be enough.
On the balancing and bug fixes, well, we do see that the negative luck blue blood is still exploitable, albeit a little bit more difficult to achieve now. We do still have some additional minor bugs that are not fixed. I personally don't care if the ceramic coin exploit should be fixed, but I do think it cheapens the reward when people can get it so easily. As for some general hopes that doesn't seem to actually have been tackled by this patch, I do hope that they improve server stability. I know that ping numbers apparently work more appropriately now. A lot of the visual displays really are more consistent now. But when it comes to matchmaking and trying to run fight clubs, invasions, the type of activity that kind of keeps the game going long term, that still seems to be problematic. It is still difficult for people to really hook up. And then I know this isn't likely to happen, but I do hope for some general maybe balancing tweaks. We see right now two-hand curve swords being absolutely ridiculous, uh, but they're so much better than they were in the original, and they're arguably just so much better than everything else that you could potentially use now. It's kind of crazy. Your one hand is stock is also fairly crazy in terms of its move set. I don't know. With the second R1 here, you're turning into Dante over here, doing a stinger for your second R1 in your combo. Some of that I hope gets tweaked a little bit. I also want the deluxe edition, the pre-order items, to be at least upgradable. They don't need to be infusable, but at least allow people to upgrade them to plus 10. I think that would be neat. They aren't that broken if you can upgrade them to plus 10 and use them appropriately. You can't dupe them anyway since they're not droppable. It seems perfectly reasonable just to allow people to upgrade them so that they remain useful at all, right? At this point, they're a trophy item. They're something you have in your box and never touch. As for rebalancing as a whole, it will be kind of nice. I'm not too hopeful. I don't know how much Bluepoint is able to change with regards to Demon Souls item and spell statistics, but when looking at spells like warding, where it requires no stats, and shields like Dark Silver Shield, and really all of the shields, when looking at their stability, there are certainly some tweaks that could be justified, but we'll see. At this point, I am just happy that Bluepoint is still supporting their game, and will hopefully have a long and successful life for Demon Souls Remastered. Well, that about covers it for this video. I'll, like I said, keep the description updated with any additional discoveries about the patch that we find. And thank you guys for watching.